Family of a Rockford teen they say was beaten at the hands of two city police officers plans to file a lawsuit in federal court. The mother of the teen, Jennifer Loriano, claims her 17-year-old son had facial fractures and other injuries after an encounter in December with two Rockford police officers. She alleges the officers held the teen on the ground and beat him until he was unconscious. The mom and her attorneys from a Chicago-based law firm will have more information on this federal lawsuit Tuesday.